What is going on, Agape City? Brad here coming at you on a Monday for our Monday morning pastor. Hopefully you all are having a great morning and getting your week off to a great start. I am excited as we come into the month of February because we as a church are we're getting into our rhythm of just loving our community and blessing our community. So thank you, Agape City, for everything you did to just be a blessing and encouragement to our first responders last month and this month. I'm excited to look into blessing those who work for and are in our assisted living facilities here in the community because we just want to show them God's love in a practical way. Also, Agape City, I want to say this. If you're not in the app, you definitely need to check out the app because in the app, we're going to be putting all kinds of service opportunities. We've been, as a staff, calling around to some of the assisted living facilities, saying, well, how can we be a blessing to you? And sometimes they need bingo callers. Sometimes they need people to show up and play some music. And so we're going to, and then they can use different size groups of people. So we're going to put some of that information in the app so you can register and you can meet other people from the church and you could be a blessing and serve at a time that is convenient for you. So we're going to get that all set up for you this month, and we're going to go be a light, and we're going to love our community well. And that's what I just love about Agape City. We're out there doing it, and I just think about the things that we do. I heard a great quote this weekend by a pastor named Drew Moss, and what he said was this. He says, you need to pay close attention to the things you do, because they're not just things that you're doing, there are things that are shaping you. And at Agape City, I just love all the positive thing we're doing, the encouraging things we're doing, all the things we're doing to grow in our faith, but then bless our community. Those are the types of things that we're not just doing them as activities, they're shaping who we become. And then also the negative side of that is true too, right? Think about the habits you have, the things that you do, if you have a bad habit, do you stay up too late? Do you eat unhealthy food? Those aren't just things that you're doing, those are the things that are shaping you. And so that kind of brought me all my mindset back to Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12 where it says, do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Don't just conform with what everybody else is doing, because what everybody else is doing is what's shaping everybody else to be like everybody else. You got to pay attention to what you're doing, because what you're doing shapes who you become. And when we transform our mind and we do the things that God wants us to do, then we become more like God. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you know what God wants you to do. So here's my challenge for you today. I know you didn't want to wake up for a challenge on a Monday morning, but Romans chapter 12 is an amazing chapter of the Bible. The whole chapter is amazing. And Paul explains a lot of things that Christ's followers, you and I, are supposed to do. So I encourage you today, give 5 minutes, 10 minutes, steal it away, read Romans chapter 12 all the way through from the beginning to the end, and ask yourself, do I do these things? And maybe there's an area where you could try to do something a little more for the glory of God. I'll leave you with that challenge today. I love you all today. Have a great day today. I'll see ya. Peace. I'm out of here.